Let us get to the breaking news. Now, Apple is holding this big Lollapalooza, right? It's 2019 Worldwide Developers Conference in sunny San Jose, but the Justice Department just sent a cloud over the Cupertino company with this potential probe of Apple as part of a broader antitrust monopolistic tech review. The big news coming into San Jose, at least when it comes to what Apple was trying to get out there, was that Apple is changing its tune. iTunes, that is. The iconic app that helped to redefine the way we listen to music ended up getting saddled with everything from TV shows and podcasts. So now, in classic Apple fashion, that iTunes app is going the way of the iPod. Remember when they got rid of the iPod? They're doing that to make way for something totally new. With the end of the iTunes app coming, the birth of 3 new babies, separate apps for music, television, and podcasts, rather. I should know that. I just launched my own podcast. But all your digital downloads are safe, contrary to some misleading reporting in the lead up to today's event. What are we talking about? Well, I don't know if you saw this over the weekend, but the LA Times ran a headline on its website over the weekend. Apple will shut down iTunes, ending the download era, the report said. It also said the thing is that the report the LA Times cited never specifically said it. As Apple confirmed today, it's the iTunes app that is shutting down, not iTunes. So the app is morphing into these 3 different parts. Apple also delighting the audience with new features like dark mode and typing by swiping. Those features already available on competing Android devices, as well as updates to apps like Maps and Reminders. Apple also rolled out its first trailer for an Apple TV show for the humanity. It's called For the Humanity, a tale about the space race by Ron Moore, executive producer of Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and Battlestar Galactica. So much to learn from Apple. More updates to its animated emojis and the way... We just wanted to know about the poo emoji. Yeah, not much there, but they work the messaging app, including what Apple calls Memoji stickers. They're on your screen right now, designed specifically for you, as well as new MacBook Pro and new operating systems for the iPad, the Apple Watch, and the Mac. Susan Lee. Wait, am I wrong? Is there anything about the poo emoji? Because I didn't see it. We're waiting for that.
Right now they're talking about augmented reality. But no, I don't think they made reference to that memoji or emoji in particular. But yes, it's quite cute, isn't it? There are lots of oohs and ahs today in that San Jose Convention Center. And as you mentioned, the most anticipated announcement has to do with iTunes.
The future of Apple Music, or iTunes, is not 1 app, but 3. Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and Apple TV.
So this is something that has been telestrated to the markets, and we had been anticipating this. And this pretty much echoes what Apple wants the market to understand, that they are shifting away from just being a hardware company that only sells iPhones. In fact, iPhone sales have been slowing. So what are they doing? They're producing more services like more entertainment in music and television for you to consume. In fact, we have services, coming in, the revenue at least, close to $40 billion. They wanted to double that to get to $50 billion by 2020. And so they are on track. Now, other announcements, as you mentioned, this is mostly a software introduction developers conference. They rolled out a new, I thought was pretty interesting, a new Mac PC for the audience. So a lot of oohing and eyeing there. Also a new watch app, in fact, so it's untethered from the iPhone. You don't need to own an iPhone in order to use the watch going forward. And a new iPad OS, and of course my favorite, because my eyes strain after all that backlighting, but a new dark mode and the new iOS 13. So a lot to announce there. Liz?
See, I need the light mode. I don't need the dark mode.
You want the dark mode. It doesn't hurt your eyes as much, so you can use the apps longer, I guess.
Was there any mention that you know of this news breaking from Reuters that Apple is in the regulatory scrutiny?
No, but if you look at the stock, yes, we've sold off about 2%, but we've come back a long way. So I think there's an understanding on the markets that this is a Reuters report, which is separate from the Wall Street Journal. So, there is some skepticism, I would say, in saying that Apple's part of this antitrust investigation.
Well, going into this morning, we should tell our viewers that a lot of these analysts were saying, mid-170s, which is right where we were when the markets opened, about 175. If it goes any lower, you might want to buy it. That's what these people were saying. Right now, well, it's lower, $172.28 for Apple. And we're watching that stock. Susan, thank you very much.